Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Patinge, Assistant Professor, GS College of Commerce, Wardha. Today we are going to take another lecture of Service Sector Management for MCOM second year, third semester. Actually, this is the last lecture of Unit First. Unit First actually was the introduction to service sector, importances of service sector, merits of service sector, demerits of service sectors, various types of services, categorization of services, why services are important for the national economy, world economy, all those aspects already we covered in last lectures. Today we are actually going to take a connected approach that we left in the last lecture relating to classification of services on the basis of tangible, intangible patterns. The point that we are actually discussing today is a general topic. It is not specific to anything, but it is a generalization of services. Means here I noted down 12 types of services which are actually generally classified on the basis of its pattern, on the basis of specialization, on the basis of customer attraction. These services are being classified. Why we classify the services, that is also one important aspect, because it is for a customer feedback, consumer feedback, that we have to classify the services. So we can classify the services on the basis of people, and the basis of goods, on the basis of mind, on the basis of what we can say of physical delivery also. But that type of classification can be a specialization. It can be a specific classification. That point we already discussed in last lecture. Today, as I told you earlier, that this is a general classification of services, and this is the last point of Unit First. So we will go to the each and every point in a detailed way, detailed manner. I will cite some examples of that particular service, and we will move forward. The first is a business. The services which are related to business. Now everything is being business. If we are actually working in a the environment which is a business one, a business environment. We are thinking about a business environment. So services are generally what we can say, it's actually a true companion of business. Because for example, if you are manufacturing something, then that's another thing. But if you are giving or offering services to consumers, and if it is actually your business, if you are earning some profit from that, that is a type of business services. It can be anything. Means, for example, you are providing a consultancy, you are providing an accounting consultancy, you are providing a taxation consultancy. That is the business. Means you are actually offering the services to consumer. He's availing your services. He's coming to your office. He's asking for preparation of accounts, calculation of tax. You have that expertise, you have that knowledge, you are providing that knowledge to the consumer, and he's actually availing your services, he's paying something, you are accepting on behalf of your services. That is a business model. So you can take anything which is related to offering the services, and it is your business. If you are a service provider, in that space, it is your service, you are earning something, and you are offering the services. So just that example which I had given you about, it's about what we can say, the help in accounting, help in taxation, help in what we can say preparing the surveys, or again it is actually preparing a project report or doing the survey about a startup. These things can be bundled as a services related to a business. So this is the first classification. I hope you understand that. Second one is communication. Communication services actually is related to the communication from one end to another end. We are actually living in a social networking age. Everything is being socially networked. We are making the friendships. Sorry. We are actually expressing ourselves with the help of social network apps, social network platforms. So everything is being connected to social networking. So the part of communication is very important nowadays, and When you are offering services which are actually using a communication platform, communication technology, which is working in a communication sector, that type of services can be called as communication services. It can be anything. Means, for example, if you are a messenger, or you are actually what we can say, just a very common example of courier services. What the courier services is doing is actually transporting product from one place to another place. Is communicating your message to another place. So that type of thing can be called as a communication services. The third one is construction engineering. As the name suggests, it is related to construction engineering. This services offers the client what he want to construct. Engineering expertise is being used in that construction sector. Architect provides his expertise, architect provides his knowledge, how to build this type of building, what will be the input, what will be the cost, how it will get shaped, what will be the budget, what will be the approximate cost of that particular structure. These things can be worked out by, these things are generally worked out by engineers or architect. And after working out that thing, the construction engineer, actually civil engineer, he generally implement that project. So this type of services belongs to construction and engineering services. So services, it is just not only related to just doing reservations and just going to bank or just going to insurance office or going to hotels. The scope of services is being tremendous. It is being reached to each and every corner of our life. Means from right from morning to the night, whatever services you are offering, what the work you are actually doing, it is actually part of services. So this is about construction engineering. Next, we will move to the distribution. The example that I cited you earlier about courier agency, it is actually an example of distribution also. Or for example, we generally go to the ration centers, and just in villages you can see those things. Villagers go to that particular store, they purchase the rations from that particular store, which is being subsidized by government. So what that guy is actually doing, he is actually giving the services, he is actually delivering a product also. It's okay, but at the same time he's actually delivering services of ration, giving a ration to that particular villager. So that thing is called as a distribution services. And nowadays distribution is very important. Means when we talk about e-business or these all platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, and lot of what we can say electronic platforms or e-commerce platforms which are offering the products online to the consumer, they should have a very strong network of distribution. Because when you are actually entering your PIN code in that particular space, and when you see that that product is going to be delivered in next 4 to 5 days, it means that they have their calculations in place. Means for example, from that godown to your home, to your address, they will generally calculate how much duration it will take. Generally they add 1 or more days, 1 or 2 days more. Generally they have that calculation, they keep 1 or 2 days in their hand, but they will give you the approximation of 4 to 5 days, 6 to 7 days, 8 to 9 days. It means that within that duration, that product will reach to you. So this is everything about distribution. So distribution services is actually very important services which is being offered nowadays, and specifically it is because of the e-governance, or we can say e-commerce platforms which is offering tremendous services to the consumers. So wherever you are, if you are using that platform, it is very easy for you to get a product right from, you can just, I explained you in last lectures, whether you want to order the product from US or UK or abroad or Europe, within that particular specified duration you will get that product, and it happens because of what? Distribution. So this distribution services is very important nowadays. So moving to the next service, it is educational. Right now what we are doing is the services of educational sector. It is also very changing one. Up to the last year, we are actually giving you the offline lectures. We are actually have interaction, one-to-one interaction in classes. But due to COVID-19, what we are doing it right now, it's actually you are just seeing us. It is because of COVID-19, and our lectures are now online lectures, and we have a virtual interaction. All those things happens. and that's why this is actually a very important it's actually very important change in educational sector. It is actually a fundamental sector of our nation or any nation, because what actually you are creating, it is being created by this sector. What youth you are being creating, what we can say, what you are teaching them, how they are learning from that particular sector is the educational sector. So if a nation wants to improve, if a nation wants to come forward, if a nation wants to stand alone, that nation has to create what we can say a concrete platform, a concrete system, and that is a part of educational sector. So educational sector is offering services related to education. Nowadays those are the online services. So this is also one of the important sector or services which we have to consider. Moving to the next one is environmental. Nowadays it is actually gaining a very much importance. It is wrong that it is nowadays it is gaining importance. It is the one of the most important sector or area for a human being to consider that environment is a very very important thing. Look what is happening, what we are seeing in this COVID-19. Everything is being just what we can say the polluted environment. So a very bad situation we have in right now. So when we talk about environment, so the people who are working in environmental sector, they offer the services which are actually part of environmental analysis, environmental what we can say the surveys, and then the mapping. All those things are the part of environmental services. You just go to a particular service provider and asking, can you just come to our place and do a soil survey of water analysis, soil analysis. That are the part of environmental things. So environmental surveys, environmental analysis is also gaining a very much important nowadays. Why? It is because it is the demand of the time right now, and it is happening because actually we are in a danger. Human beings are actually devastated everything, that just what we can say they completely shut down or completely what we can say destroyed the system of nature. So environmental sector, the services of environmental sector is nowadays are very important. Moving to the next sector is financial. As we already discussed the thing, financial sectors have banks, insurance, non-banking institutions, the institutions which are offering loans, which are offering various facilities to the consumers, even the actually what UPI apps, what we are saying Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Paytm, Phone Pay, all those are the part of financial services, and they are offering services to the consumers. And nowadays it is very easy. It means if you want to make a payment, you just have to scan that particular code and you have to make a payment. That's that much easy. There is no need to carry cash. Means I think after 1 or 2 years, I'm not taking that much time, but after 1 or 2 years, there is no need to carry a wallet with yourself, because you just have to scan an app, scan that particular code and make a payment. And nowadays just see everywhere. If this means you want to eat a golgappa or you want to eat a bhel, you can make a payment online. So these things are being changing. Why the things are being changing? Because service providers are actually aggressively marketing their product. That's why financial sector is actually also one of the attractive sector for service providers. Moving to the next one, health related. Health sector, again that issue of COVID-19, and it is right now the most sought out sector we have. In comparison to Western countries, developed nation, our health sector is actually a way behind. We should have to do a more investment in health sector. We have to build up our new hospitals. We have to invest more and more in health sector, which will provide a basic, what we can say, a health facility to consumers, to people, and they can avail their services. Because a lot of things are being exposed in this COVID-19 situation. A lot of good things has been happened also. New hospitals are being set up, the number of beds are being increased, new doctors are being recruited. All those things are the positive things. But again, when we compare ourselves with developed nation, we are way behind. So government has to think about to invest more and more in this particular sector, that will generate the employment, and that will also give a good, what we can say, good services, healthy services to the consumers. Telemedicine sector has been actually it is emerging one. Just we have the messages from big hospitals that you can have an online chat with your doctor, and you can ask him what is your problem. He will prescribe you the medicine. So these things are happening. This is actually a transformation period. Transformation. We are in that transformation mode. So this is a time that these sectors are should change themselves for a future. Social related aspect, social related sector. Actually, we are living in a society. So what is happening in particular, what is happening in Varda, it is going to completely affect myself also, me also, you also. So the services which are the part of society, which are offering services to the society, that is a part of social services or social related services. It can be anything. Means right from 1 to 12, it can be the part of social related services. So the services which are being offered by society, those are the services which are social related services. The next one is tourism and travel. Right now, this is the most affected sector because of COVID-19. There is a complete shutdown of this sector, because government has banned rail transport. There are a lot of restrictions on travel by air. Hotels are not being permitted to do the reservations. Tourism spots are being closed because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So that's why the tourism and travels, this particular sector is very greatly affected because of COVID-19. So it will change. That time will get changed, and after that, I think this will be the sector which will have a tremendous boom. Maybe after March or April, this sector will see a better growth. So this is also one sector which is a part of service sector, providing what we can say, reservations, hotel reservations, and sightseeing, and foreign trips, etc., etc. That is a part of this sector. The next one is the recreational, cultural, and sport. This is also one of the growing sectors we have. Look at the various type of sports that actually right now we are seeing IPL. Is they have completely changed the way of playing the cricket, way of seeing the cricket, way of experiencing the cricket. We can just see the same way. There are the matches of kabaddi, there is a kabaddi league, there is a tennis league, there is a basketball league they are planning. So new things are happening in these sectors. We have what we can say, the biggest production of films. We are one of the biggest producer of films. So this sector also have a tremendous capacity to grow. The last one we had just wrote here is a transport. Means this is also one of the biggest sector we have, by air, by train, by water. In fact, we have untapped capacity of transport by water. Central government is now actually had that plans, but unfortunately those plans had got a biggest setback because of COVID-19. So this is also one of the sector which have a tremendous future. So when we talk about these all services or all sectors, we can either call it as a services or call them as a service sectors. They have a tremendous capacity of having employment generation. So in this particular explanation, I focused on that particular point, that right now maybe because of this COVID-19 pandemic, that particular sector have not been achieved that targets, or they are not working in their full capacity. But in future, after everything, when everything gets okay, everything will be on it's a particular space or a particular level. After that, some of these sectors will have a very high demand, will be in high demand, particularly tourism and travel, transport, then what we can say, education, communication, this type of service sectors can have that boom after this, after what we can say, uh, lays down effect of COVID-19 pandemic. So when we see these sectors from a student point of view, from your point of view, these are some of the service sectors which are actually there, which are the part of employment generation. So if you want to make your career in the particular sector, you can concentrate on the particular sector and decide whether you have to part of that thing or not. So this is unit first that we have completed here. In the next lecture we will have unit number 2. Next lecture we will, in a initial 4 to 5 minutes, we will discuss what we have in unit number 2, and then straight after that we will start unit number 2. So till then, thank you and goodbye.